Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is dealing kind of with getting smashed in the gym, and that, like I said, we that's what we call it all the time, getting smashed in the gym, and it's kind of it sounds like a negatory term, but everybody goes through it, or a negative term, but everybody goes through it, and once people are a little bit familiar with the fact that that's going to happen, okay, let's try to figure out something to a way to deal with it and make it a positive if we can. So when you're in the gym and you know you're absolutely going to get smashed, somebody's way better than you, or you're brand new, or for whatever reason this person is clearly better than you, don't make it a negative thing about going with them. One, in my opinion, you should always go with the people that give you the most anxiety. And by anxiety, I mean not somebody that's going to hurt you. I don't want you to do that. There's always going to be at least one or two people in the gym. It seems like at random times, not all the time, but I'm saying throughout years, that it seems like all they want to do is hurt you. And those, in my opinion, you should almost never want to roll with those, and those people should be pushed out of the gym. But the people that give you the most anxiety in the gym, the people that you look at and you're just like, holy crap, I don't want to roll with that guy. I'm already tired. I don't want to do this. Those are the people that you should be going with. Don't go all the time with people that you want to roll with. You have to push yourself through that anxiety a couple times. That's going to help you a ton in competition. Because you know that you've already gone through that. You've learned how to deal with the anxiety of not wanting to do something, not wanting to go through that, and realizing that you can deal with it. So that's a big thing. Train with your normal training partners, but if you see somebody at the end of the day and you're just like, man, I just don't want to roll with this guy, he's already that's creating a negative feeling in your mindset, and that shouldn't be there. So, like I said, try to find that person if you can and go with them. You're going to learn probably the most from them, even though you're going to feel like it sucks. But you need to change your mindset in order to say, okay, this is going to completely suck, but I'm going to learn a lot from it. So now let's talk about learning a lot from that position. First thing, if you're absolutely positively way worse than this person, what I want you to do is clearly pretty much just work on defensive stuff. As they're going through their thing, as they're trying to pass, they're trying to, mount, trying to get to the back, trying to submit, put yourself in good defensive positions. And so you might not know what those are yet, but for the most part, if you're on bottom, I should be shelling up, staying nice and tight, and getting onto my side, things like that. When I'm on top and they're on back, like keeping a good posture and having my hands back, things like that. Putting myself in, even though I'm in a bad position, trying to put myself in as good a position as I can in order to be a good defensive player. So that's first and foremost. I mean, that's, in my opinion, like worst case scenario. Like I can't do anything else with this guy. Just try to get to good defensive positions before. So I'll cite like one example. Say they're passing guard and they're going over my leg, like a baseball slide pass, if you're familiar with that, or a knee cut pass, things like that. I've conceded the guard pass. He's clearly going to pass my guard. What I want to do is get to my side as soon as possible, get my hands in there so I can get control of his bicep, control of his shoulder, and get to my side. If I'm still on my back and he gets the side control, that's not going to be as good as if I was on my side. If you want to test it out, grab the biggest guy in the room, have him lay on you while you're on your back, and have him lay on you when you're on your side. You're going to feel a ton of difference. So that's, like I said, worst case scenario. That is just trying to get to that. And if you get to those defensive positions before he gets to or he or she gets to a better position, boom, count that as a win. Don't try to go in there and say, okay, I'm going to try to submit this guy. No, at this stage, you should be saying, okay, can I get to a defensive position? If I can, that's a win. I should go home. I should be happy. I should feel good. I should tell the wife I was happy, all that stuff. So second thing, now that I feel like I have a good defensive position, right? Like I can do that on a regular basis with pretty much everybody in the gym. Now what I want to start thinking about is base, right? So what quadrant is his base in? So say I'm in, side control. Is all of his weight on his back two quadrants? So in other words, like all on his hips, or is it forward? Is it in his upper body, left shoulder or right shoulder, things like that. So just trying to get used to where his base is or her base is. That's going to help out a lot later for sweeps and escapes and things like that. But that's really going to be your second mindset, in my opinion, of this whole getting smashed time frame. Because like I said, it's not like I'm going to magically say, okay, this is one escape, boom, and you're going to get out of all these positions. That's simply not going to happen. It's funny to me that you'll get these DVD series that are like, never get trapped in side control again. That's either somebody's side control really sucks, if that never happens, or like these DVDs are amazing and they should be creating world champions all the time. Because that, like I said, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it, I guess, kind of thing. So that is going to be the second lowest thing in my opinion is trying to go out there and get in good defensive positions and figuring out where their base is. If I was to know a technique from here, and could I count on their base to be in this position for me to be able to get this technique? So in other words, let's say I was in guard and the guy's trying to pass, and his head's really forward and his butt is up in the air. Even though maybe I'm not good enough yet to do anything about it, I know that he's in bad position, that he's in bad, his weight's really bad right now, that his head's down and his butt's up in the air. And keep in mind, I'm using this as an example. I understand that you can do like a Leandro low, head down, butt up kind of slide stuff. I'm saying like your average Joe that doesn't know about positioning and maybe they're just going on. But what I'm trying to say is that, okay, maybe from here I would be able to do a scissor sweep, or maybe their posture's back so much I'm not able to do anything about it, but I know that if I was a little bit better, I would be able to take advantage of him in bad posture and then go up to maybe a hip bump sweep, things like that. So that's going to be the second one, is just going in and, like I said, addressing those defensive positions, getting into a good defensive position, and addressing weight. The weight's huge in jiu-jitsu. Once you figure that out, it's going to account for a lot. Okay, the third and final one of getting essentially smashed is not really getting smashed at all. You're going to find somebody and you're going to flow at 50%, 25%. And what I want them to do is put you in bad positions and allow you to escape, right? So they're not putting their maximum pressure on you. You're being allowed to escape out of those positions and then being put right back into a bad position. What this does is just allows you to work and allows you to work on timing. In my opinion, and we talked about this today with my class, there's kind of 3 stages of a technique. There's the learning the technique in the classroom, but not being able to do it live, right? So you're just sitting there, you're repping the technique, you're looking at alternatives, you're doing some of the randomized testing or training with it, but you're maybe still not able to do it live. In between there is this little stage where somebody allows you to work and you work on the timing of it, and that's going to be the biggest thing, weight distribution and timing during that particular time. It's hard for you to learn that timing when somebody just absolutely smashes you. So it's the same thing like, if I was to use a boxing or MMA analogy, if I was just like, all right, shoot a double, and then like every time you tried to shoot a double, bap, I just smoked you right in the face with a right hand and knocked you out. You would never learn how to shoot an effective double. Now, if I was a good training partner, I said, all right, I'm going to let you change your level, I'm going to let you do this, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of resistance, and then you're going to be able to get this double. And slowly worked on that and worked the timing of it. Then later on, I could try that. So these stages, in my opinion, are me repping the technique, me getting the timing, me being able to hit it live. And if I wanted to make it 4, I would say being able to hit it live with somebody that is lesser skill than me, and then being able to hit it live with somebody that is equal or better skill than me. So that is really a process, and throughout this whole thing, I want you guys to start thinking about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and all of this as a experiment of like a basically physical nature, if you will. So you're a mad scientist, if you will, just working on it as a problem, like not as I suck, I'm terrible. It's, okay, I didn't get the correct timing. I didn't get the correct, if you want to call it like a science thing, I didn't get the correct equation all figured out, but eventually I will get this. So really try to have that mindset if you can. And if you can get past the idea of being smashed and being negative about it, don't be negative about it. You're going to learn something every time as long as you go in with an attitude that you're going to learn something. If you go in there with an attitude of you're going to get smashed and you hate this, it's going to be absolutely terrible and you're not going to get anything from it. What I want you to do is go in and say, okay, I'm going to learn from every single roll that I get, whether it's learning how to be in a better defensive posture, learning how to be in a better defensive posture and figuring out where weight is, or learning how to get the proper timing and weight down on my own techniques, those things. In my opinion, once you start getting that, you're not going to be getting smashed any longer, and then you can start working on some of your A-game stuff.